Hey everyone, and welcome to Mom and Me Unfiltered, the podcast where we keep it real, raw, and relatable. I'm Brianna.
And I'm Zuni, and we're here to share unfiltered conversation about life, love, family, and everything in between. Nothing is off limits, from generational differences to parenting perspectives. We're diving deep, we're laughing loud, and we're learning as we go.
So let's grab a cup of coffee, let's get comfy, and let's get into today's episode.
Today's episode, we are going to be discussing why women are staying single.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. So, I'm seeing as I scroll through my phone
I've seen a few myself.
that they are talking more and more about how women nowadays are choosing to stay single and to basically not even, some of them aren't even dating. So they're staying single, some of them are not even dating, and they're deciding that they're choosing themselves over having a partnership.
Valid.
So, what are your thoughts?
I'm honestly, I understand because you want a partner who's gonna add value to your life, and it doesn't feel like men add value to your life any longer, especially since women these days are the equivalent to men in 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 this generation because we have jobs, we cook, we clean, we do everything that a man does. So at this point, why do we need to add a man to our life when they're not gonna bring anything of value to it? What's the point?
What's the point?
Like, like I understand why I'm single.
And why are you single?
Well, that's because I'm waiting until
So what?
I find the right one,
Okay.
or until I'm ready for that.
Okay.
But I honestly understand because I want someone that adds value rather than just takes. Because nowadays men are not adding as much value into women's lives as they did in
So
the older days.
so do you kind of think that the roles have reversed and it's kind of like men want to be treated like the women now?
Yes, the princess treatment. They want the princess treatment. And that's exactly what it's called, the princess treatment.
That is insane. That is insane that it's like now men feel entitled, like you have to woo me and you have to
Yeah.
buy me flowers and you have to take me
Yeah.
out. I don't know. I think that that's insane again. And I I think things have changed drastically when it comes to dating and when it comes to how men and women are looking at relationships and looking at dating and looking at partnerships.
Yeah.
Like the values just aren't there like they used to be, I guess. I don't know if they ever were because
Yeah.
I don't think I've had such great experiences in the dating pool
Well,
myself.
yeah. But I think it's more like back in the days, it's sort of like values. Like men would bring home money and provide for the family, and women would take it home. So there was value back then, and that value sort of shrunk over the ages because women became more independent and
Right,
more
but a
taking care
woman's
of
no, but a
themselves.
woman's independence should not matter in partnerships, when it comes to partnerships, yeah, of course, women wanted their independence and we're proud and happy to have our independence and be able to provide for ourselves, because that's the whole point. You want to be able to provide for yourself, and you want to be able to not need anyone to do anything for you.
Yeah.
So that's the whole kind of idea of women being independent, is like, I don't need anyone to take care of me, but it would be nice to have someone
Mm-hmm.
to come in and help take care of me.
True. I also think it has to do with value. Value over oneself. Like, some people don't realize that men can have an effect on women to the point of emotional, they cause emotional damage in a relationship, and women are taking a step back and saying we want better for ourselves so we can treat ourselves better than the men.
Right. So that's kind of like why a lot of women are choosing to stay single, because they're saying to themselves, well, I can provide for myself. I can cook for myself. I can clean my own home, and I can pay my own bills. I'm at peace. Why do I need to add someone to the equation that's only going to contribute, you know, kind of unhappiness?
Yeah.
That's what they're contributing, is unhappiness and chaos, and bringing in negativity into my life,
Yeah.
instead of positivity and, like you said, adding value.
Yeah.
Because you want a partner that not only adds value in a financial sense, but you want a partner that adds value emotionally as
Exactly.
well. Someone that's supportive, someone that cares, someone that, cheers you on, someone that you can count on. And if you're not finding that in a partner, and the partner is selfish,
Mm-hmm.
or the partner feels that they're the ones that need the nurturing and they're the ones that need you to provide for them, then that's not going to work, because
Yeah.
a relationship as a whole is work. But in order for it to work, both parties need to work towards the same common goal. And if one person is working towards a goal and the other one is just sitting there not working towards anything, then nothing's going to happen. You're going to stay stuck.
Yep. And you don't want to stay stuck. You want to thrive in your relationship. You don't want to just stay stagnant and not grow.
Mm-hmm. And another, like, trend, another thing that I've seen a lot over the years is that there are a lot of narcissistic men out there.
Oh,
Like,
brother.
you wouldn't even think, like, to me, that wasn't even a thing until I learned about narcissism. Didn't even know it was a thing, didn't even know it existed. And then once I started learning about it, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, there are so many narcissistic men and so many narcissistic men that I've dated, that
Yeah.
it's like, where are all the good men? Where are all the men that are normal and that were raised with love and respect and honor, and that know how to treat a woman and know how to be in a relationship, and not all of these men with mommy and daddy issues and just issues as a whole.
No, I get it because remember that situation that was in like back in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad that my experience with my father helped me a lot in that situation because had I not known about my father, had I not experienced my father,
You would have thought it was normal.
I would have thought it was normal. But thank God for that experience because I I was not about to enter a relationship like that.
And for me, since my mother is a narcissist, I thought it was normal. Because it's like your mother, like you think your mother is not there to harm you. You think your mother loves you and that is there to love you and protect you because that's what a parent does.
Yeah.
And you don't think that your mom is like intentionally hurting you.
Mm-hmm.
So you're believing that this person loves you when at the end of the day, everything that person taught you is not even love. And that's
Yeah.
the same thing that you're looking for in a partner because you thought that that was love.
Yeah, but I think my experience comes from having two different parents that I was raised by. And while my experience with my father was terrible because he's a narcissist, you, on the other hand, you were loving, caring. You weren't doing what he was doing. You weren't being negative towards me.
And I wasn't manipulating you or trying to manipulate you.
Exactly. So from my experience with you, I know it was wrong what was happening with me in high school.
And of course, we talked about it. That's
That
another
too.
thing that we definitely talked about it, and it kind of made me uncomfortable on that situation as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that we spoke about that situation
Yeah.
when we did. But yeah, it's crazy. Women are like, I'm amazed at the things that women are accomplishing out there on their own. On their own. Like, I applaud these women. I applaud all women that are out there supporting themselves, buying their own houses, buying
Yep.
their own cars, buying their own luxury bags, like doing everything for themselves
Mm-hmm.
and spoiling themselves and not needing a man to do any of these things for them because women are actually out there doing it.
Yep.
And they're talking about it. They're talking about that women are out there not being in relationships, but out there buying their houses themselves, buying their cars themselves. And it didn't come from them having a partnership and purchasing these things with a partner. Like, these women are out there just killing it. They're out there
Yeah.
killing it, and it's amazing. And I'm so happy and so proud to be a woman, in these
Yeah.
days, and to be able to see how far women have come, and to see women succeed, and to see all the things that women have accomplished and are accomplishing now.
I think the women from back in the day that fought for our rights would be so happy.
Of course.
They would be so happy and proud of us.
Of course. And they'd be proud of themselves for what they accomplished because without them, we wouldn't be where we are today.
Mm-hmm.
And women would not be able to be homeowners on their own. Women would not be able to have cars on their own and have all of these things under their names and their names alone, which is
Mm-hmm.
incredible. It is incredible. And, you know, I'm happy that all my life I have always been that way where I have always said, I do not want to need a man for anything. I do not
Exactly.
want to have to ask a man for anything. I want to be able to stand on my own 2 feet and do everything on my own. And I can proudly say that I have done a lot of the things I've done in my life alone without the help of a man.
And I'm proud of you for that because you have been a wonderful example to me. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Because I wouldn't be the way I am if you weren't. I wouldn't want to strive to be more
Right.
for myself. And I wouldn't want to strive to do all these great things for myself. So thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime. even though I would like to see you in a loving, caring, supportive relationship, I would like to have some grandbabies sooner than later.
You're not the only one who's been pushing for that.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
but I don't want it to be with the wrong person.
Oh no.
I don't want you to end up and go through the things that I've been through and have broken relationships and end up with the wrong person. So I am proud of you for you choosing yourself and for you choosing to stay manless.
Single.
To stay, okay, yeah, single, but manless is good too. But to
Mm,
stay,
that's a new one. Manless.
but
Hashtag manless.
I'm proud of you for choosing to use me as an example and to see the things that I've been through and to see everything that has happened with me all these years and to decide for yourself, I don't want that. That's not the life I want, and I want better because that's what every mother wants for her child. Every
Yeah.
mother wants their child to do better than them and to live a better life than them and to have everything that we didn't have and couldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to find that happiness and I want you to find that right person. And just because women now are choosing to stay single, it doesn't mean that there's not, a few good little stragglers out there.
Hopefully I catch one. Hopefully I catch one.
There's probably a few good stragglers out there because you see, women out there that are married and they're happy and they're content and they've been married for years and their relationships are working out. So it's not like it's not possible, but it seems like the pond doesn't have a lot of fish.
Dwindling.
Right.
It's dwindling.
No, the pond doesn't have a lot of fish, and then the fish that's in there, you just want to throw them back. You just want to throw the fish back.
It's like a barrel. You gotta dig all the way to the bottom.
So, if you're lucky, you catch that good fish. That
Yeah.
it's nice and meaty.
Nice and meaty.
Right? Yeah, it's a good fish that you don't want to throw back. But it's hard, and it seems like as time goes on, it seems like it gets harder to date, and it gets harder to meet people. And even with this whole online thing, you would think that things are easier.
Nah, I'm hesitant
for
about
someone
online dating.
to well, your sister found someone online dating,
Well,
and he's a really good guy. I think he's a really good guy. I think she hit the jackpot with that one. He is very sweet. He is very supportive. He is very caring. Like, he is everything I would want for you, and he is everything I would want for myself. Not him himself, but
yeah, no,
his qualities.
But his qualities.
He seems to be like from what I've seen.
Yeah,
of him so far.
He's such a sweet man.
Yes,
I'm happy that my sister got someone like that in her life.
Right, and now I would like that for you. And hopefully, the same way she found someone good and she was able to find someone, hopefully you can find someone.
Mm-hmm.
I gave up. I gave up. I'm one of those women that is like, leave me alone.
Your anthem is
I don't fuck with you.
No.
Yes.
No. I don't need a man by Pussycat Dolls.
That too. But I'm at the stage in my life where I wish that I had the same mentality when I was younger. I would have saved myself money and heartache by not dealing with a lot of the buffoons that I dealt with. And I'm happy that I have the mentality that I have now of not dealing with anyone that's not worth my time, but I'm at the point where I don't want to deal with anyone, period. And that's what people are talking about now, is when you get to that point there.
Yeah.
You just don't want to date. You just don't want to be bothered. You're just happy in your peace.
Yeah.
And it's like, I love not having to make plans with anyone but you. I like to come home and not to have to cook for anyone but me and you. And sometimes I don't even have to do that because you handle your own stuff
Yeah.
when you want to make your own food. So I like the fact that
Or
I
I
have
step in and cook that.
right. Like I like having that freedom of, if I decide to go elsewhere after work, I have the freedom to do that because I didn't make plans with anyone. I don't have to come home to anyone. I don't have to do anything that I don't
Yeah.
want to do. I just don't have to do anything. And I don't have to plan with anyone. And I don't have to share my bed.
Yeah, that's gonna be an issue when I start,
I have my
dating.
bed. I have my bed all to myself. I have my bed all to myself, and I love that. I love having my bed to myself.
That's gonna be something that I'll miss when I stop being single.
So I think if I ever started dating again, which I doubt, highly doubt it, I think that we would need separate beds because
You mean like those
I,
old-fashioned couples back in the
yes,
day, two separate beds?
yes, because I like having my bed to myself now, and I've been sleeping by myself for so long now that I don't want anyone in my bed. Like I don't. Like I like my bed to myself now. I like doing things on my own term. I like planning vacations with you and deciding where we're gonna go and what we're gonna do and when we're gonna do it. And I'm not planning it with anyone else.
Yeah.
Like I'm not coordinating with anyone but you.
Yeah.
So, because that's why I say a relationship is work. You have to coordinate your whole life around a whole nother person.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm so comfortable with the way my life is now that I go to work, I come home, I cook, I clean, I wash, I do everything at my pace and when I want to. I'm not rushed to do it. I don't have to wash somebody else's laundry.
Yeah.
I'm just doing everything for me, for myself. I'm only focused on myself. I'm doing my self care. I'm not worried about someone else or whether they eat or they didn't eat or whatever. It's
Yeah.
just now I'm just focused on myself and I like it.
Yeah.
And that's where I think a lot of women are. And I think that it's amazing, but it's crazy at the same time because I never thought I would see the day where women as a whole are just like, I don't want to deal with it. Like, there's going to be a lot less babies out there because women are just
Yeah.
so fed up.
They've been talking about that too, about how since women are not in relationships or planning to stay like childless, that the population is starting to dwindle now.
And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
And I'm like, that's because one, we don't want to bring another life into this world that is going to deal with all this.
And suffer, of course.
And another is you're taking care of another human being, and the other, and that's another thing too. Something that you talked about. You don't want to parent that child alone. You want to have the other parent involved. So that's also an issue.
Right.
And that's also why people are like, I don't want to just have a child with
Just anyone. Right. But I'm hearing another thing where women and also men are choosing that they don't want children at all.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're in relationships, they're choosing that they don't want children at all. And I think that's another like powerful
Yeah.
thing that people are doing out there now because they're focusing on their relationships. They're focusing on strengthening what they have, and they're choosing not to bring another life into this world because you don't know, like, you don't know what's going to happen in the future.
Exactly.
You don't know if the person you love today and tomorrow and the next day, you're going to continue to love them and be with them, because there's so many, so many broken relationships because people are so quick to walk away from relationships now,
Yeah.
that it's not like it used to be where people stuck it out in their relationships.
Yeah, that's also another factor why women are staying single, because relationships are not what they used to be. They really aren't. Like, you could argue about the simplest thing and it turns into something else, and all of a sudden you're getting divorced and then going separate ways. So that's another reason why they're staying single, because why would you want to be with someone only to get a divorce? That's like wasted money on a marriage.
On a wedding and then a divorce.
Yeah,
You gotta
I'm
pay
like,
for both.
You and lawyers for that too.
But one
So
thing,
much wasted money.
one thing that I don't know if it's kind of trending, I don't know if it's like a thing, but I know there are people that get into relationships and they stay in their relationships, but they never get married. They stay together
Uh,
and they build a family, they build a relationship, they stay together, and they never get married.
I believe that's called common law marriage.
Yes, that's after 7 years. Yes, but people are like in those marriages or relationships like long term. Like they grew old together and they
Yeah.
never got married. And I think that's better than marriage. I
Yeah.
think because you're committed to that person. You're both committing to each other
Yeah.
and you're sharing everything, you're living together, you're doing everything as a married couple. The only difference is you just never walk down the aisle. You just don't
Yeah.
have that certificate.
Yeah.
And I think that that's okay.
Yeah, you're just choosing to stay
Right.
rather than walking away from that committed relationship.
Right. And then at the end of the day, there's no divorce or anything to do if anyone chooses to walk away from the
Yeah.
relationship. You just walk away.
Yeah. The only thing you got to do is settle child support if you got children. That's all.
Yeah, but there's certain relationships that are long term that
Yeah.
don't even produce children, and they stay together and they just live their lives together. But and we're not talking about divorced people and individuals now. We're talking
Yeah,
about
no.
people that stick things through and stay together
Yeah, no.
in their relationships, and they just go the long haul. And I think I've always said I got married once. I won't ever get married again. I don't think that things last forever.
No, no. People, I think that whole things last forever thing is kind of like the wrong thing to believe in, but some things do, because my grandparents have been together for, wow, 60 years now. But people evolve. People change. And I know that I'm not the same person that I was 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I know that you're not the same person you were 10 years ago. So to believe that you're going to stay the same and be in this relationship, no. You outgrow each other eventually. Well, not all relationships, but some relationships outgrow each other.
The relationships that aren't meant to last are the ones where people outgrow each other. If a relationship is meant to last, you don't outgrow someone that you're meant to be with and
Yeah.
that you choose to be with and choose to love and choose to work through everything with them. Because when people talk about oh, I feel that we're meant to be, we're soulmates, or we're destined to be together and stuff like that. I don't
Romantic notion, but
I don't think that that's true in that sense. I think that it's more of a thing of your choice.
yeah,
You choose to love that person. You choose that person through
yeah.
and through.
I read. I, that's something that I read. Like, I believe that what I read was loving someone is choosing that person again and again each and every day.
Right.
And that's what love is. You choosing that person, choosing to keep working on that relationship every day.
Right. And that's why it's like when you accept someone and you love them unconditionally. And unconditionally means you love them good, bad, and ugly. No matter what it is, you're going to love them. And whatever you go through, you're going to work through it. You're willing to do the work to work through whatever it is that
Sorry.
you're dealing with.
My grandparents sure do love each other ugly.
But that's love. And I think that's amazing. And I love to hear that. And I love to see couples that are and have been together for years and decades. Like, that gives you hope. And that makes you feel like it's possible. And everybody wants to think and feel that it is possible. Because, like I said, there could still be a few good guys out there, in relationships. But I'm sure that the same way women are thinking of staying single and not dating men, there's men that are on the same side that are feeling the same way about women.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't think people are talking about it as much as like women deciding to like not date or not get
Yeah.
married. But I'm sure that there's men out there that feel that they've been betrayed and that they've been used and that they, got the shitty end of the stick, dating, certain people and, in their little dating situation, things didn't pan out
Mm-hmm.
well for them either. But I feel that there's bigger a bigger percentage of women that are staying single than the bigger percentage of men.
Yeah.
I say I say, do you, like to the women, to the men that are deciding to not date and not, you know, get involved and not partner up. I think that is amazing. I think people deserve um, to care for themselves and to nurture themselves and love themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because if nobody else is going to love you, who's going to love you better or more than you would love yourself? Nobody.
Self-love is the most important love.
Exactly. So and no one's going to take care of you the way you take care of yourself. It's just like for me when I became single and I started to care for myself instead of dating and dealing with, you know, being in a partnership. I said, hey, why can't I buy myself flowers? Why can't I go to the store and treat, no, don't,
Sorry.
don't.
Sorry. Miley
But
Cyrus.
no. So I started buying myself flowers. I started buying myself flowers. And I said at the same token, if I can get myself flowers, I can treat myself to whatever it is that I want. If I want to buy myself a gift and I want to buy myself something, I'm just going to buy it for myself because if no one is going to spoil me, I'm going to spoil myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I started doing these things for myself. And every time I would get paid, I would buy myself some flowers. Mm-hmm. And I would, if I wanted something, I would just treat myself more often than usual, more often than before, because I said I can be my best boyfriend.
That's true.
who knows what I like more than me?
Mhm.
No one, right? So I know what I like. I know what I want. So guess what? I have the money. I'm gonna go out there and treat myself. I'm gonna go out
Yep.
there and I'm gonna get flowers. I'm gonna buy whatever it is that I want and do. If I want to go out to eat, if I want to go get a foot rub, whatever it is I want, I'm gonna spoil myself because I deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't have anyone to do it for me, I'm gonna do it for myself.
Yep.
So ever since I started on that journey, like I said, I've been loving being single. I've loved all this time, like not having a partner. And again, I'm gonna continue not having a partner. And I'm gonna continue to buy myself flowers.
Okay.
But again, I commend all the women out there that are doing it on their own and that are like rising to the top and just getting that money
Girl power.
and getting everything that they need on their own. I love it. I'm excited to hear like more positive things about things that women are out there doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I'm gonna leave it there
So mine
and we'll see everyone
in the next.